On paper, this never should have happened. A 17-year-old console kid screaming his lungs out over Rainbow Six Siege to an audience you could fit in a minivan, somehow rising to the very top of Twitch. And yet that is exactly what Jynxzi did. He isn't your cozy blanket-wrapped streamer whispering into a mic, chilling with his chat. No, his streams are a volatile cocktail of rage, comedy, and raw emotion. Moments that can go from funny to absolutely unhinged in seconds. The kind of energy that'll make half the internet adore you and the other half despise you. And his influence, it stretches way beyond Siege. Between questionable fan mails and clipped meltdowns, he's even arguably been credited with reviving Clash Royale, dragging it back into mainstream popularity, bigger than its 2017 glory days. So who is this dude? How did he go from screaming into the void to dominating the entire streaming landscape? Well, that's what we're breaking down today.
Brecky, I dare you to kiss Jynxzi on the cheek.
On the cheek? I'll kiss you on the cheek.
Oh, okay, alright, bet. Fine.
Before the world knew his name, there was simply Nicholas Stewart, a kid in Maryland with an Xbox, a headset, and a habit of yelling at a screen that barely anybody was watching. Long before Jynxzi became a brand, he streamed under an unassuming username, I Sweat Games.
How do they know? How did they find this? How did they?
Getting laser to 8 healthier, this might be the end
How did they?
of his game. My first firing dies, and this is very good for Nick. This puts him in a quick position to get him.
How did they find this? How did they find?
Alright, we needed that, baby. We needed that.
It was early 2019, and night after night, he would boot up Rainbow Six Siege, the game he refused to let go of no matter how small the audience was or how much the devs hated the game. And small might be generous. A good stream topped out at a dozen viewers. Most sessions hovered around 5. Some days the viewer list was nothing but his own username and the hope that someone might wander in. He did what every single struggling streamer eventually tries, trying out other games like Apex, Fortnite, any game that was mainstream that'd help him get more popular. But at best, he'd snatch a follower or two, little blips that proved the channel wasn't technically dead, but never enough to spark growth. This is usually where stories like his collapse. The streamer plays mainstream games, isn't picking up an audience, gives up and leaves, but Nicholas didn't fold. Empty chat or not, he played like he had an arena watching him, and he stayed loyal to Siege despite its problems. You see, Rainbow Six Siege wasn't exactly thriving when Nicholas was trying to make a name for himself. The game was slipping, updates chipped away at the skill ceiling, servers stuttered, bugs piled up, cheaters roamed around with aimbots and wall hacks, and as the player base shrank, the viewership on Twitch shrank with it. But Jynxzi stayed with it. Siege is normally a quiet, nerve-wracking tactical shooter. Streamers usually go silent, tense, and focus. But not him.
Why am I playing like shit? The fuck am I doing?
He screamed at clutch wins, mocked unlucky deaths, and trash-talked players who would never even hear it. And because he's already been playing Siege for years before even opening Twitch, he knew the game inside and out. His streams always had something happening. Either he absolutely outplayed someone,
Hey, Brad, you were never on Skua's level. You were never on Skua's level, or Lou. You were always the kid who got carried.
or he absolutely lost his mind trying.
Okay, I need to chat. I'm sorry. I need to lock in. That is terrible.
For viewers, both were equally entertaining. Somewhere in that chaos is where the early blueprint of Jynxzi began to form. The unfiltered, explosive, unpredictable console menace who would eventually dominate Twitch. He was just a teenager with awful view counts, unmatched energy, and refusal to quit long after everyone else would have given up. And this is the key advice he as well gives.
You either need to be insanely good at a game or like insanely funny, and if you can captivate both, you're like off to the moon.
By early 2020, the reality was impossible to ignore. If Nicholas kept doing things the same way, his channel wasn't just going to stall, it was going to disappear. So he made a shift. Not some grand strategy, not a rebrand, not a new game, something much simpler. He started streaming every single day for much longer. Apparently, that's all it takes to get one's career going, always showing up and staying consistent instead of whenever he felt like it. It's how he was streaming in 2019 almost daily, but there were many skip days, and streams were around 3 to 4 hours on average, increasing as the year went on. Day after day, always siege, always loud, always giving everything, even though the numbers didn't justify the effort. The viewer count stayed small, the chat stayed slow, but it started to increase from single digits to double and then triple. Underneath the surface, something was shifting. The new few hundred followers quietly became a few thousand, and by late August 2020, he crossed 12,000 followers, pulling around 150 live viewers, numbers he had never been anywhere close to before. And by being live so often, he built a habit in his audience without them even realizing it. Open Twitch, hey, Jynxzi's already streaming. Most creators preach consistency. Nicholas didn't just follow that advice, he took it to the extreme. He was consistent, relentless, and absolutely impossible to ignore. His momentum really started to shift once he expanded beyond Twitch. Instead of letting his best moments vanish when his stream died, he launched a YouTube channel in September of 2020 and began dumping his chaos on there. It all started with Jynxzi Rage Compilation 1, a highlight reel of meltdowns, punchlines, and unfiltered insanity. The kind of moments that were hilarious to 100 people live, but had the potential to entertain hundreds of thousands of people once posted. Jynxzi's YouTube content strategy revolved around his Twitch highlights. He regularly posted gameplay montages, rage compilations, and funny moments from his Rainbow Six Siege sessions. These videos often went viral within the gaming community, echoing the popularity of his Twitch clips. Fans loved rewatching his most outrageous reactions and clutch plays, and many of these highlight videos garnered 7-figure view counts on YouTube. And it worked. Clips that would have died in a VOD were now breathing new life on YouTube's algorithm, and it was reaching more people outside of Twitch. Piece by piece, he built a second platform, one that finally gave his stream moments a chance to become something bigger. And this step arguably changed his career forever. Aside from his usual rage clips, he also started uploading different types of videos, like tutorials, 1v1s with different skilled players, and videos with faces that I've never even imagined on YouTube thumbnails in my entire life. Earlier in the video, I mentioned something that might have sounded small. Jynxzi spent nearly his entire gaming life on console. At first glance, that detail seems insignificant, but in reality, it became one of the most defining pieces of his identity as a creator. In the world of competitive gaming, there is an unwritten rule. If you want to take a game seriously, if you want to climb, if you want to compete with the best, you usually switch over to mouse and keyboard. Naturally, that means most tutorials, guides, and high-level breakdowns online come from PC players. They dominate the discourse, they set the standard, and they shape what top-tier play is supposed to look like. Siege is fully cross-platform. Players from PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all under the same umbrella, all sharing the same ecosystem and playing together. And within that ecosystem, controller players often get pushed into the background, because if you've played a first-person shooter with a game controller before, you know how unintuitive and hard it can be. You'd probably expect a console player to struggle when matched up against mouse and keyboard players, and you'd think the same about Jynxzi. He's all bark and no bite, and yet you'd be completely wrong. Good enough that this seemingly small detail, being a controller player, becomes a lot more important later in the story, and trust me, we will circle back to that. But before we continue, a quick pause. If you're enjoying this documentary so far, take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. It genuinely helps the channel, and it keeps us making videos just like this one. Alright, thanks. Now back to the story. So what made Jynxzi stand out even more was that he didn't just play on console. He represented console players. By owning that identity, he connected with his audience on a level most creators never reach. He started hosting 1v1s and ranked matches with his community, which increased their bonds by exceptional margins. He didn't stop at YouTube either. As all streamers and creators nowadays, he jumped to TikTok and did exactly what the platform loves the most: repackaged chaos and encouraged his fans to repost it. And it worked almost instantly. His content spread across the app like wildfire, until his first account got banned out of nowhere. He simply made a new account and kept flooding TikTok with clips, doubling down instead of backing off. And by the end of 2022, Jynxzi wasn't just growing anymore, he was everywhere. His Twitch had exploded past 400,000 followers. He was averaging over 2,500 viewers, and his clips flooded TikTok and YouTube on a daily basis. He had officially become one of the new rising stars of the internet. But 2023 is where everything shifted into a completely different gear. That was the year he did something no one ever expected. He challenged Bolo, the best R6 player in the world, to a 1v1.
You versus me, mano y mano, 1v1 tonight. Oh, you're the best PC champion, you won a world championship, nobody cares!
And this wasn't just any pro, Bolo was the champion, a world-class player with tournament victories, highlights that defined the Siege scene, and a reputation unmatched by almost anyone. So the idea of Jynxzi, a console player, stepping up to challenge Bolo, it sounded insane, and yet he did it anyway.
Right now, I'm coming for the throne right now. I'm coming for the throne right now. Bolo is scared, I know, I know. Hey, bro, I know!
The 1v1 match was set for March 19th, 2023, and the internet showed up like it was a championship match. Tens of thousands tuned in, not because they expected Jynxzi to win, but because they wanted to see what would happen. The reactions, the chaos, the inevitable meltdown. Most viewers didn't think he stood a chance, so they were there for the entertainment, not suspense, and what unfolded on that stream stunned everyone. What nobody expected was that Jynxzi would actually keep up. Round after round, he wasn't just surviving, he was winning. A console player going toe-to-toe with a world-class PC pro. It just didn't make sense. It wasn't supposed to happen. In the end, Bolo did take the victory. No shock there for most viewers, but the real surprise was how fiercely Jynxzi fought back.
That operator is so cringe! Why did I not ban it? Why did I not ban it? Oh, GG's, bro. That operator is disgusting. Bro, I just got Jackal Track 3 fucking...
He didn't get steamrolled. He proved that a console player could put up a real fight against one of the greatest Siege players of all time. And that earned him respect from the entire Siege community, which only boosted his popularity even more in different esports communities. Everything was going in Jynxzi's favor. He managed to go above 1 million followers on Twitch in April, surpassing Kai Cenat and XQC, and averaged over 10,000 views per stream. Compared to where he was just a year earlier, the growth was nothing short of unbelievable. In 2024, Jynxzi's Twitch channel experienced explosive growth in both followers and viewership. Hitting 1 million followers in April of 2023, he entered 2024 with a rapidly expanding fanbase, and by late 2024, he would surpass 8 million followers on Twitch. His live streams regularly drew tens of thousands of concurrent viewers, often averaging well above 50,000 viewers on a given stream. During special events, his channel hit staggering peaks. In fact, Jynxzi set a personal viewership record of nearly 250,000 concurrent viewers on July 15th, 2024. This massive audience made him the most watched streamer on Twitch in early 2024. He ranked #1 by hours watched in February of 2024, a testament to his dominance on the platform at the time. Jynxzi's Twitch success was fueled by his energetic, unfiltered style and relentless streaming schedule. Fans flocked to his Rainbow Six Siege gameplay and his over-the-top reactions, which often went viral as clips. His genuine, unscripted outbursts, whether celebrating a win or raging at a loss, resonated with viewers and spread across social media like wildfire. These viral reaction clips on TikTok and YouTube Shorts introduced millions of new fans to his channel and helped sustain his momentum. By streaming almost every day, Jynxzi cultivated a loyal community that would tune in daily to watch his high-energy antics. He even surpassed 100,000 active Twitch subscribers at one point, briefly becoming the #1 subbed streamer, reflecting an outpouring of viewer support. In short, 2024 cemented Jynxzi as a Twitch powerhouse, with follower and subscriber counts placing him among the platform's elite. Parallel to his Twitch ascent, Jynxzi's YouTube channel boomed in 2024. By late 2024, he was closing in on the 5 million subscriber mark on YouTube, a huge leap from the prior year. One of the most wholesome moments of his career was when he called his dad on stream to tell him about his newly reached 2 million subs.
I don't think he's awake. Yo! Dad, I'm streaming right now. I just hit 2 million on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Dad, I just wanted to call you and say thank you for always believing in me from the very beginning.
Hey, man, I don't know how to respond to that. You're my son. I love you, and I wish the best for you.
Yeah.
You did it all yourself, and you know I'll always be in your corner if you go forward. You know what I mean?
All right, Dad.
Love you, buddy.
I love you, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
And in addition to gameplay, Jynxzi expanded into YouTube podcast content. On January 23rd, 2024, he premiered the Jynxzi podcast, offering fans a new long-form glimpse into his personality. The project featured Jynxzi hosting conversations with fellow creators and internet personalities in a more relaxed studio setting, and the podcast's early episodes drew a lot of attention, as Jynxzi brought on notable guests ranging from close friends to big-name streamers. For instance, episode 1 welcomes his friend and co-host, Queso, with whom he discussed mental health and the unconventional paths they took in streaming. In episode 2, Jynxzi sat down with popular YouTuber Moist Critical to swap stories about building a career from a hobby and staying authentic amid success. He even invited controversial figures like streamer Snako and mega influencer Aiden Ross in later episodes, leading to some fiery discussions. The 5 episodes, released through early April of 2024, showcased a different side of Jynxzi, calmer, curious, and willing to debate bigger topics beyond just gaming. Fans reacted positively to this candid content. However, the podcast's run was short-lived. After the first 5 episodes, the Jynxzi podcast went on indefinite hiatus in mid-2024. Viewers on Reddit lamented that the show had vanished just as it was getting interesting. Jynxzi eventually explained that the logistics were a major hurdle. The initial guests all traveled to his Florida location to film, but many future guests were unwilling to do so. Jynxzi was streaming daily and was reluctant to take time to travel himself, so scheduling future in-person episodes became impractical. Rather than continue inconsistently, the project was put on pause. While short-lived, the Jynxzi podcast provided a memorable new dimension to Jynxzi's content in 2024. Engagement around him remained high, his comment sections and likes showed a passionate fan base carried over from Twitch, but one of the most important moments of this year is the rematch between him and Bolo. This showdown took place in March of 2024 and was framed as a grudge match, since Bolo had bested Jynxzi in a prior 1v1 exhibition about a year earlier. The rematch absolutely delivered on the hype. Playing on Siege's Oregon map, the two went head-to-head in a tense first to 8 rounds duel. In a nail-biting finish, Jynxzi edged out Bolo 8-6. to claim victory. The result stunned many in the Siege community. Jynxzi, known primarily as a content creator and former console player, had managed to beat a world champion PC pro in a straight aim duel. It was literally on the verge of tears, and even called his dad on the phone in excitement before winning, a moment that instantly became clip material shared across social media.
Oh my god! I did it. I actually did it. A controller player just beat a professional Rainbow Six Siege player in a 1v1.
And as the final kill came through, Jynxzi erupted in celebration on stream, overcome with emotion. Jynxzi's fan base was ecstatic, flooding TikTok and Twitter with proclamations that Jynxzi is the GOAT of Siege now. And for his longtime supporters, this win validated Jynxzi's skill, proof that he wasn't just an entertainer but could hold his own against the best. On the other hand, many in the competitive R6 community were skeptical. Some pro scene followers noted that Bolo, now retired from competition, didn't seem to take the 1v1 as seriously. Bolo appeared calm and almost casual, while Jynxzi was sweating every round. A lot of people debated on Reddit about how much a 1v1 really proves in Siege's tactical team-based context, and while being a big fan of a creator is fun, a lot of people in the Siege community were pretty upset about all the Jynxzi clones and their toxicity, which ultimately came from his streams. Nevertheless, the consensus was that the event was hugely entertaining. Both perspectives were streamed, giving viewers a fascinating contrast. Bolo coolly smiling at times, and Jynxzi laser-focused and hyped up. The rematch became a community spectacle, drawing over 200,000 live viewers and generating countless discussion threads. Importantly, it boosted Jynxzi's reputation. Even skeptics had to acknowledge the dedication and improvement he showed. Jynxzi also took home multiple trophies in 2024. He won the Best Breakthrough Streamer Award reward for his meteoric rise, as well as the coveted Gamer of the Year award. His acceptance speech upon winning Breakthrough Streamer won over the audience. Jynxzi gave an emotional, motivational thank you that went viral in its own right, and later in the year, Jynxzi continued to earn accolades. At the year-end 2024 Streamer Awards ceremony, he was named Best FPS Streamer, recognizing his dominance in Siege. He was also a nominee for Streamer of the Year. These honors from the streaming community validated Jynxzi's impact. As one article put it, the Streamer Award validated what his community already knew. Jynxzi wasn't just popular, he was transforming streaming culture. His collabs with multiple celebrities also helped him out a lot. Riding the wave of multi-game success, Jynxzi's Twitch channel soared to new heights in 2025. His follower count, which was around 8.1 million in early 2025, continued climbing, surpassing 8.4 million by the year's end. This places Jynxzi among the most followed streamers on the platform. More impressively, his actual viewership statistics cemented him as a Twitch powerhouse. In late 2025, he was averaging roughly 29,000 to 30,000 concurrent viewers per stream, with peaks often in the 70 to 80k range during big events. These numbers made him a top 10 Twitch channel worldwide by hours watched. In fact, Streams Charts ranked Jynxzi as number 6 on Twitch in 2025 across all languages in terms of viewership metrics. But this didn't go over without controversies. Jynxzi has actually been a topic of many controversies. Many of them go around his friends and stream partners, but one of the biggest was arguably the Viewbotting accusations.
I'm getting called a view botter. I'll get into that in about 5 minutes. First and foremost, shut the fuck up. Second, I'm getting called a view botter, so we're gonna react to that really quick.
Fellow creators and viewers alike questioned how Jynxzi's relatively niche, often repetitive content could sustain concurrent viewership. The murmurs soon burst open into drama. Prominent streamers on rival platforms took notice, with Kick co-owner Tyler Trainwrecks TV nickname insinuating that Twitch was shielding big names using fake viewers. Trainwrecks claimed a mid-2025 anti-bot update targeted everyone but the main culprits, alleging that, quote, all the main Viewbotters completely went untouched and even got endorsed by Twitch or Dan Clancy.
I think what confirmed Twitch being weird was when they released the Viewbotting update and they instead targeted everyone but the main culprits. Like all the main Viewbotters who have completely destroyed the viewership ecosystem of what a real viewer is worth and what it takes to grow a real viewership completely went untouched. And I would even go as far as got endorsed by Twitch or Dan Clancy. Like when that happened, I realized, holy shit, this is literally in every way, in regards to drama, in regards to Viewbotting, and in regards to every way, everything possible. It's literally a Hollywood. It's like a mini fucked up, compromised Hollywood.
It was widely believed that he was alluding to Jynxzi. Twitch megastar XQC, however, offered a different take. On stream, XQC suggested that even if Jynxzi's broadcasts had around 10,000 fake viewers, 10k is not the end of the world. It's not too crazy, implying the bulk of Jynxzi's tens of thousands of viewers were genuine.
So, doesn't he have drops or something?
Not right now, I don't think.
Okay. I mean, 10k is not the end of the world. It's not.
10k is not the end of the world. Yo, XQC, I don't know if the Adderall is affecting your brain right now. Dog, you're looking at active chatters. Do you actually expect my entire stream to be chatting? Every single one of them? When has that ever happened? When has that ever occurred? Why would my entire stream be chatting? No streamer has ever done that. Even if you look at a streamer with 10 viewers, they probably have 8 active chatters. That is the most fucking stupid thing I've ever heard. 10k is not the end of the world, dude. Shut the fuck up, XQC.
The controversy quickly spread across social media, and a slew of highlight videos began popping up on YouTube, capturing every call-out and rebuttal in dramatic fashion. While XQC was defending him, Jynxzi took it another way. He wasn't even done listening to XQC's take before he exploded on stream. It didn't end well, of course, and Jynxzi was already frustrated with the previous drama that's been going around about him and his friends.
Guys, I was defending him. Chat, I was defending. I'm so confused. What is going on?
And the drama reached its peak just as Twitch initiated a platform-wide purge of fake viewers in mid-2025. On September 2nd, Twitch initiated a Viewbot crackdown, and site-wide viewership dropped by up to 20% as thousands of bots were wiped out. Many in the community waited to see if Jynxzi's astonishing numbers would evaporate, a moment of truth for his credibility. But when the dust settled, Jynxzi's empire emerged largely unscathed. In fact, he maintained his throne as one of Twitch's top stars post-purge, even topping the charts the very month the crackdown hit. There were minuscule losses with the view counts, maybe 10,000, but that didn't really hurt him at all. Another important event of 2025 is when Jynxzi got banned on Twitch. During a live stream, reportedly while playing Clash Royale, his stream title began inexplicably changing. At first, Jynxzi thought it was the doing of one of his moderators. By around 3:39 p.m. EST, his channel vanished as Twitch issued a suspension notice citing hacking and platform manipulation, referencing serious violations like DDoS attacks and phishing. Jynxzi quickly took to Twitter, writing, "Just got banned on Twitch temporarily because someone hacked into my account. Hopefully we can return today." Twitch support confirmed the compromise and effectively locked down his account via the ban to prevent further misuse. And fortunately, the platform reviewed and lifted the ban about 30 to 40 minutes later once Jynxzi regained control of his channel.
Guys, to whoever the kid is that is in my account right now, this is not gonna make your penis any larger.
The hacker's identity remains unknown. The same thing happened to Kai CNET, actually back in April, where the hacker changed his profile picture and name, and Twitch auto-locked the account before he was unbanned soon enough. And now, if you're a regular viewer, the reason why you're still watching this channel. Clash Royale. What did he do? Why has his face been popping up so much this year? It's pretty simple. He brought it back from the dead. In early 2025, Clash Royale wasn't exactly thriving. The game had its loyal fan base, sure, but on Twitch, it was practically invisible. On YouTube, only a few core creators kept it going. It wasn't trending, it wasn't viral, it wasn't even considered meta anymore, and then came Jynxzi. He booted it up live on stream just for fun, half mocking the game at first, but within minutes, his chat was spamming emotes, yelling about Goblin Gang and begging for another match. The energy clicked. People weren't just watching it for gameplay, they were watching to see him react, rage, scream, and celebrate over a mobile card game like it was the World Cup. That one stream turned into a week of streams, months, and then full-on obsession. Suddenly, Clash Royale was everywhere again. TikTok edits of his rage moments, YouTube clips of insane comebacks, Twitter threads asking if this dude just saved the game. His channel's viewership exploded as fans who hadn't played in years reinstalled the game just to understand what was going on. And the numbers backed it. Twitch viewership for Clash Royale skyrocketed, app downloads spiked, even old YouTubers like Sirtag and Orange Juice started riding the wave again. They didn't shy away from saying it, Jynxzi brought the energy back. But he didn't stop there. He started hosting high-stakes tournaments, some with $10,000 prize pools, and Crate Royale with $60K. He built new deck metas just by playing what felt right on stream, and treated every single match like a championship final, win or lose. He started collabing with different Clash Royale YouTubers and pros like Riley, who appeared in many of his videos and agreed to be his coach. The unexpected boom put Supercell in a peculiar spotlight. Although the resurgence was community-driven, Supercell moved to capitalize on the momentum with a series of well-received updates and fixes, expanding Trophy Road, reworking ranked mode, etc. Still, not all was smooth. Mid-year, Supercell announced a contentious level cap increase that many felt was just a cash grab. In response, fans voiced that it was almost ironic. Just as Jynxzi had made the game popular because of this guy, the developers were risking ruining it through greedy updates. Even Jynxzi wasn't happy and he called the devs out. A lot of players were mad though because they believed Jynxzi promoted these shitty updates, which ruined the game even more. Despite these criticisms though, Supercell couldn't ignore the positive impact. By summer of 2025, Clash Royale was topping mobile game charts again, with revenue spiking to multi-year heights. A May surge to 27.7 million monthly revenue, the highest in 3 years. Perhaps the ultimate validation of Jynxzi's cultural impact came when the YouTube megastar Mr. Beast publicly asked Jynxzi on X, hate calling him that, to train him in Clash Royale. A crossover that sent fans buzzing about a potential Mr. Beast hosted tournament. In short, Jynxzi became the face of Clash Royale's 2025 revival, reuniting veterans and newcomers in what many called the Jynxzi era of the game. He remains the #1 streamer in the Clash Royale category and one of the top English language streamers overall. And by the end of 2025, Jynxzi wasn't just dominating Twitch, he sparked a full-blown gaming revival. His impact on Clash Royale earned him the Best Strategy Game Streamer Award at the Streamer Awards and many, many more. He succeeded because he actually cared and had passion for gaming, instead of the majority of faceless gaming YouTubers who just followed trends in order to make the maximum amount of views and money while trying hard to keep the fake smile on their face. And as he always says, we move, and move he did. But there's one more creator that didn't just keep Clash Royale alive, he made it fun again. His name is Ken, so go watch this video right now and see the incredible rise of the creator who changed everything. I'll see you there.
I have a massive cock.